Live. What's up, everybody? It is G Mr. Drew here to welcome you to another episode of the Andrew Glowczewski Experience. This is going to be episode 208. Continue working, finally, on this Water Samurai here that I started maybe 2 weeks ago, and finally revisiting it. If you remember, a little bit ago I was doing the pattern study, and I dropped myself off the JPEG that I put up for that um, there. So this is the pattern that I recreated and studied just for the fact of whatever So that way, when I actually draw it, I know what I'm drawing, just to familiarize myself with it. Um, so I'm going to be at least trying to get the start of the supply going. I wanted to start the stream earlier. I was going to take a quick break and jump right back on. I could have been on a while ago, but what ended up happening was I I ended one Max Dude stream, started another one where they were showing the Gold Dick Lewison character reveal, and now I watch that, which took like a half hour or something, and then I'm watching uh, they're showing his move set and everything like that. And if you've been watching recently, I've been doing these character poses and things like that. And part of me doing that is to create a move set for them, because it's going to be in a manga. So I want to be able to illustrate those and give these characters their own individualness. Um, as well as the so they're going over his moveset, so that's why I was watching it and I was like, yo, if I just sit here watching this, like I'm like I could watch it forever. So I was like, let me at least get the stream started. I'll play it in the background. So I have it going in the background, and either way, man, it's super interesting to see like this big character swing around things, because I have characters that are big and they swing around things, and it's pretty straightforward. Here's like my old sketchbook that I have of all some of these characters. Um, I'm trying to see if one of them actually has like a giant weapon. I don't know. Like here's a big guy, that I have for one of them. But you see, I have like all these just basic like small drawings. Here's another big guy with a weapon. So yeah, I'm looking at this. I'm watching this Gold Dick Lewison character moveset display that Arc System Works put out. So I was watching that because it's like, yeah, I got big characters who are carrying weapons. Here's another one, big guy with an axe. Definitely took this whole thing from Frazetta, so I'll definitely have to like change it around a bit. And here's me working on some like masks that I liked. So there's a Cobra Commander by Jay Lee study. Um, this is probably a Frazetta study, I'm not sure. And then this is like Snake Eyes, just to give it like a face mask on top of all that. Either way, um, give this guy something crazy. But yeah, I didn't see. Here's the first sketch. So you can see I like do these things real slow. Uh, I don't show these off too often. But yeah, this is why I'll get stuck watching things, and why I'm always researching things, and why I'm drawing so much is because I have all this stuff that I've gone through. And nowadays the streams that I do, at least for the characters that I work on, very much like these here, are basically me just taking those characters to the next level, next step in production and things like that. Um, but yeah, so I was watching it. I was like, you know what? I gotta start the stream. I gotta work on this samurai. I gotta, I gotta do all this stuff. So I really wanted to do that. And before I jump in and start getting this pattern in on the kimono or jacket, whatever it is, I wanted to go and show you guys, because the other day, the other stream, I was talking about how I had I wanted to take screenshots of the characters stuff that I was working on while I wasn't streaming, because it was basically me just organizing some Excel spreadsheets and some thoughts. So I wanted to jump onto my uh, computer, take some screenshots, and show, you know, hopefully, I doubt anybody could read like the words that are written in there, but you can see like the color coordination is for the stories, and basically these two squares were in a file when I was trying to organize the story themes and story elements, and then below it, because they're pretty much the same, uh, just naming the main antagonist in that story. So that way I can build upon the antagonist. So, the story starts up here and kind of ends down here somewhere. So that way, the bad guy is they build. You know what I mean? They get a little bit more serious. And you can see there's a whole lot more story, like for like these red stories, these blue and green stories. But yeah, once I get down here to the blue stuff, which won't be for many years from now, uh, once I get there, it's gonna be crazy. But either way, I had made this a while back, like months ago, and I built a file from that so that way I could start mapping out all of my characters. Because like I said, these are just the themes and the main antagonists. So it's like one bad guy per story. So it was like out of the 400 characters, I started adding up all the ones that I had here according to all the things that I'm about to show you, the tables with the character layouts. And yeah, I have 398 named characters in this story already. So I proceeded with that Excel spreadsheet. And, these are the things that I'm working on while I was watching the Final Fantasy 7 OG stuff that I wasn't streaming for a few days. So at least I wanted to show you guys while I'm not streaming, I'm still working. I'm still always working on stuff. So um, this table is really just the layout. You can still see the color coordination to find out what these things are, where they lay, or what they mean, or anything like that. I believe I kind of go over it on my Patreon, as far as my Patreon detailing what it is I'm working on and my goals with everything that I'm doing, and the goal of independence and being able to work on this. But anyways, this is basically a name list, and these columns are the locations in the world, and then these the rows are the color coordinated stories that they're in. Um, so yeah, you can see this is the main set of characters. My main character is this guy right here, uh, and he basically we'll meet all these characters on this table through him. And you know, uh, let's see, what else do I have? Here's the next one. What is this one called? Ah, okay. So these are like the same thing, same color coordination, but obviously like the characters are the same thing, going by location vertically and then going by story horizontally. You can see there's a ton of characters in this part of the world, and these are kind of like the professional good guys, professional bad guys, kind of like the heroes and villains of the world. And you can see like many of them are kind of in this part of the world, and we kind of get an even spread of them throughout the entire story. So it should be fun. These are all the things that I'd be working on and writing and things like that, and where they're from, and just all that stuff. When we come across them, when we get introduced to them, some of them progress, some of them die. Um, Same thing here. This is a table displaying the characters that are kind of like power players in the world, kind of like the rich and the fancy on the planet. Kind of like, I don't know what would be the equivalent, like the Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk's and the um, Mark Zuckerbergs, the Rothschilds, like the rich people of the planet, the 1%. This is kind of like them right here. And, so I just labeled them. There's not as many of them, but, don't get it twisted. They're pretty important. And then I have another list of characters here. And this is kind of like a secondary list of the professional good guys and professional bad guys of the world. And you could see where before there was a lot of them here. Well, if this is the same table, like these guys are more so over here. Let me see, what part is that exactly? Because you could see that this table is actually like a little bit longer. Yeah. So what this deals with here, like these slots, are more non-terrestrial, meaning they're more alien. They're not on the planet. I don't want to get into too much about it just yet, but this might be the first time I'm really talking about it, but I have like characters and parts of the world that, and everything that I've written and worked on that don't deal with like on the planet. They happen on like the moon or out in outer space or on other planets. They're aliens and things like that. So yeah, you can see there's a lot of that going on here. And yeah, these are the ones that are on the planet. And then you could see with all the stories from back to the first table, like they all kind of mingle with one another eventually, as the stories progress and as time goes on in this story. All these characters, and these are all individuals. I don't have any repeating names in here in any of these tables. So these are all individuals that represent different parts of life within the world or the universe or whatever you want to call it that I made. I always just call it my IP. And then this one I wanted to create because it's been on my mind for a long time. This one is a lot of another planet, and I just wanted to get the characters, who they are, where they're from. Well, the color coordination is according to what story that they pop up in. And just the power structure and everything like that, because I hadn't really organized my space stuff or my non-terrestrial stuff too much. Like I kind of created all these things and I kind of have an idea where they go, like a really base idea, but I was like, you know what, I really need to like organize it, give it a thing, so that way I can see what it looks like and see where these characters are and how much of the story is. Like you can see there's a lot of red over here. Never mind just the red names. Those are just because those are the bad guys. I gave the bad guys red names because I was like, trying to differentiate them as I was making the table. But even outside of that, like you see a lot of pink and red tabs in here, or cells, or whatever you want to call them. So they pop up in those stories a lot more. And then here we have the good guys, and there's like more blue tabs in here, which, you could see the blue story happens like after them. So you could almost see like a timeline of like, okay, good triumphs over evil, and it goes on, but obviously there's more that happens and things like that. And well, yeah, that's a picture of the world map that I have here. So yeah, this is a few of these tables. So not kind of this one, definitely this one. Like all these tables, most of these characters here, most of them are pretty much on this world map that I've created. And everything that I've worked on so far has only been within these continents that I've like streamed in the past 6 months. So you can imagine, like, it'll probably be like another 2.5 years of me working on everything here, up here, over here, down here, things like that. I thought this would be fun. I know I gotta get started on this Water Samurai, so I should be working on that. But I just wanted to show, like, I know I took a few days from streaming, but it was because I was trying to organize all those names and stories and timelines and the space stuff and all that while I was watching the Final Fantasy VII playthrough, which I had to like really watch because, you know, there's no dialogue. You have to read everything. So I had to keep my eyes on the screen in order to read the story, essentially, which was a bummer. Or else I would have just streamed it and listened to the dialogue in the background, you know. And either way, so good thing I got that out of the way, so now I can get back to my regularly scheduled program. Um, yeah, so let's get started on this on the samurai, man. Let's get this. I'm hoping I don't mess this up right away. So I'm just gonna be working on this half here. So it kind of comes across. And yeah, so this is that. So if this is the size of 1, it should be the size of 1. So this is my marker. And basically the center line, you know, kind of the center seam would be here and fold, and there, fold, here, fold. Okay, so that'll be the center line that I follow. And is that right? Yeah. Okay, so it ends there. So I don't have much space to work with, but if this is going to be 1, that's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 11, and yeah, 12. Okay, I wanted to be able to fit 12 of these little zigzag patterns from the collar all the way to the end of the sleeve. Obviously, the clothes is wrinkled, so, you know, it's gonna be slightly under 12 just because some is getting lost in the folds, but that's fine. So this is gonna be my baseline. And from here, I should be able to branch out everything. Alright, so how do I want to do this? Okay. Oh, that's right. Thank God I made this pattern first. Like I recreated it digitally so I could study it and get to know it better. Because I basically have to just make diamonds with these. There we go. And now, every point has an extension pushed off of it. Oh yeah, I should probably turn the volume back up on the stream that I'm watching. Back to the old Gold Dick Lewison stuff. I'm done with my beginning rant. Oh, and let me drop the camera, flatten it out. There we go. We'll keep the work area the way it is. And sorry for the extra blurriness. I tried to go out and buy a light at the store today. There's a 24-hour Walmart I was just going to go get it at, and it isn't 24 hours anymore for some reason. So I missed out on that. So I'm still using my replacement light, and I don't think it's as bright, so it might be messing with the clarity of the video. Apologies. Alright, so turn the volume back up.
No, a fake DP kick. Yeah, there you go. Fake DP kick. So she got 4 moves. So you got 4 primary specials.
Bring this back to where I was at. Let's go to my dash.
Like a hard brawler.
Yeah.
No armor though. We were assuming that the dude was going to have.
All right.
He was going to have armor of some kind on these moves, and he's not. Like he is lumbering and big and shit. Obviously. I'm really curious how he's going to play out, right? I'm really curious if he's just going to get whipped to shit by Millie and Chip, you know? If Soul's just going to have his way with him like he has his way with like everybody else in the cast. Very curious, right? Or, oh god, how is this going to be against, like, Axel? Like, how, oh shit, dude.
Look at me already.
Is Axel just
already getting lost.
You never get to play the game? It'll be curious how he, if he wins trades, you know? It'll be very curious if trading stuff eventually does go in his favor more often than not. The bomb might eat Renson, that's true. The gun might actually stop Axel. The thing is, a character like Leo even throws out projectiles against Axel, and Leo's fucked. Because Axel can hit him through almost all of his projectiles. It becomes super... Leo's best moves essentially become bad. Oh my god. Yeah, this trade shit is nuts.
There we go.
So that looks like forward punch.
Let's get another set of diamonds.
There's so much hit stop. Holy shit. You know what's crazy? Where's the fucking alien? I think they're saving the alien, right? I think that's my biggest disappointment. Where is the alien, dude? The alien isn't around. There's no alien install. The alien doesn't like help out during a super. What alien? Right? Like it's there sometimes. It's in like his dust attack or some shit like that. But man, he needs to shake hands with the alien. It needs to there needs to be a conversation to be had with the alien during moves and shit. I want to see they're saving Alien for Revelator 2.0. Guilty Gear Strive. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. They're going to put more Alien into play in later versions of the character.
So one of the diamonds is getting lost in that fold.
I think there's definitely going to be some shit in there. Maybe he's being corrupted by the alien. Oh man, we can go in so many directions here. Strivelator 2, Striveth. I'm actually fairly surprised, right? To me, he looks like he's straightforward until you look at this. And it's like, what?
Okay.
And this isn't that daunting. I mean, I saw something.
And then again, from there.
How are you supposed to do up motions with this guy? Like,
stem
how are you
out.
supposed to get this to happen? And number one, you're most likely able to cancel normals directly into it, right? There's a pretty good chance that possibly some of his whip normals might cancel just right into some of these because the game does allow for for Kara cancels, meaning that you can just toss out a normal, buffer this move, and then do it, you know? But I get it for people that are like kind of new to maybe fighting games and not Guilty Gear. That might be like a very weird thing that you'll have to do. Yeah, you can jump cancel stuff, right? That's very true. Depending on what moves of his are jump cancelable, if stand slash is jump cancelable, if stand kick is jump cancelable, anything like that. The interesting thing is that all of them are air okay. Yeah, and I think this is
that's what I need to do.
That even if you fuck it up, he'll still do the move, but in
Where's
the air,
my other pencil?
You know? So I don't know. Very curious, right?
Where's my
Very
blue pencil? There you are.
Which moves can be thrown out
Yeah, so I need my blue pencil to discern these fold lines from the
And if you're able to Kara buffer some of these moves, like forward punch covers a lot of space, and you're able to just whip that and then go into big shit, there might just be some really crazy neutral on this guy, right? Where he just throws shit out. And it's like, oh, good fucking luck. It really depends on how much of a beef tank all of
that way
these
these
are
lines don't get
how crazy
crossed.
does this shit get, you know? Yeah, this seems like it could be super impressive and neutral. Yeah, it feels like you would cover a lot of options. just by doing some throw this shit out and just cover stuff because it looks like he recovered kind of quick. Oh, I love his design. I think he looks even better in game swinging shit around than he did before. Like, I think they did such a damn good job on this character. Like, genuinely different and cool looking and weird. Like, for some reason, they turned Walter from the Big Lebowski into a fighting game character. They really did. And I think it's nuts. It's just so different and weird that they took Cheeseburger Guy from the stage of like Guilty Gear Xrd, and they practically made him a full character with a crazy gimmick. You know, I love his gimmick. I think his actual gameplay mechanics are pretty nutty, although it seems to be kind of simple in the other way. I think I was a little disappointed by the.
Yeah, so that way I don't get this pattern
Oh, there's a
confused with like
I was a little disappointed
clothing
by
folds
his
too much.
security threat, his levels. You know, his levels don't really come across as chores. In fact, I don't think there's any character in the game yet that has chores in the same vein of like Haas or Holy Order Soul or something like that, or like a Fulgor or some shit. There's no chores characters. Nago is essentially like, to me, Nago is reverse chores, right? Like Nago isn't like, oh, I'm gonna do all this stuff to get crazy. No, Nago's like, oh, I spilled liquid all over the floor and now I have to clean it up. You know? Like, for some reason, Nago is a reverse element of chores that bugs me. And I'm like, it's like reverse chores. I don't know if I like that. It's odd. Nago is a genuinely anti-chore kind of weird character. But I would very much like to see a character. I think they're trying to.
Let me see something.
I think they're trying to stay away from characters that like build up.
So if I'm going straight down, would it cut some in half? It would. Okay. Perfect. I was like, am I supposed to have half diamonds in here? I am.
Like alternating things in between, and you have to make the choice of do I want to save it here or cash this shit out, you know? But I think he's genuinely cool, right? I do like the fact that it does modify a lot of shit he does. And what does this thing? What does security level modify? It modifies that projectile, it modifies the orb, it modifies the gun, and it modifies the super, right? Is there anything else that it changes? Because I don't think it changes swinging thing, right? I think that's it. It's the Gatling, the orb, it's like all the projectiles and the big laser super. Yeah. Okay. So it's just three things. Yeah, it's actually not that. I think it's going to be good, right? I think it's going to be this shit is going to be fucking crazy. It really depends. Actually, hold on. Investigation time. Let me go over here and see if there's ever an opportunity where we see this bar raise and what the fuck? Okay, it goes up pretty fucking fast. It almost raises. Wait, why is it not going up now? What the hell? What the hell? And it just starts cooking? What the fuck? Yeah, it looks like the first bar buffers a bit quicker. Is it just time-based? Oh, it's because the bomb was out and it was already being utilized. Yeah, this is the level 2 one already being utilized, and now it starts building. Dude, it goes quick.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so it's purely time-based? Dude, you get level 1 almost like it's nothing. Holy shit, dude. That goes really fast. Fascinating, right? I wonder how much in-game time that actually translates
So, nope.
to once you get to this part and beyond.
Yeah, exactly.
The second part is literally twice as slow. It might be close to like
It's
7 or 8 in-game seconds.
the pillar that no one likes. Nobody likes you.
You're going to get access to the first bit, right? Or technically, level 1 is nothing. Level 2 is right here, and then level 3 is up here. I get you. So doing level 2 is going to be not that bad, right? It's going to be not that bad. Level 1 is essentially like, I'm neutral man, and I have level 1 already, you know? Whew.
Hold on a
Cool.
sec.
That's a bit more interesting interesting now that I realize that you can actually build it way quicker. Okay. Alright. That should help him not get zoned out too hard. Well, who's zoning out Gold Dig, right? Who's doing the zoning in this game, realistically? Like, there's only one character that's zoning in this game, really. It's just fucking Axel. That's it. So maybe, you know, Leo, I'd say Leo has possibly the second best zoning. I don't know if Ram has good zoning. I think Ram is like dominant mid-range. Like super dominant mid-range. Yeah, I'd say more like Axel, Zato, and Foss are probably some of the most threatening characters from a longer range. The more space Foss gets to throw shit, the more comfortable he is because he just gets to throw shit. Kai tries to be. I don't know. I'm not really threatened by Kai's zoning.
Yeah, welcome back. Nope, and thanks for the follow, by the way.
A lot of Kais. I think I fought against
I
Kai
probably
more than
forgot.
any other
I forgot to
character.
thank you.
No, Venom's not in Stride, or else he would be like.
I'm always working on random things. Shouldn't say random, but
I think Zato,
the things that I work on vary a lot.
Zato, Axel, and not Leo. I don't know if I can really consider Leo. Leo's got really good projectiles, but nothing that's like crazy from long range. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna have. I don't think he's gonna have that much problem against zoning specifically. You know, I really don't know about that. I think most characters in this game really dominate from like mid, right? Mid close to mid far, but not actually super far. And then some characters are really good super close. Soul's good from like probably the most areas.
Okay, and this sleeve
Leo's full Ungabogo?
kind of
Certainly
goes
can be. Leo backstance is truly
this
something
way.
special in this game. Believe it or not, Leo backstance ended up being way more threatening than it was even in the previous game, which is kind of nuts. Even if he lost a lot of his, like, you know, interesting combo opportunities of bringing characters down to the ground in the air and all that kind of shit, Leo's kind of nutty. And that's why I had a lot of fun with him. Backstance is crazy. Backstance cancel, sorry.
Yeah, once I get this pattern laid in, I'll have to pick one of these diamonds to draw the these little inserts. Let me see if I can blow this up. Like these little tiny diamonds within, with these little, whatever you want to call them, marks. Yeah, I'll have to find one and then just throw it in there and then make it official, you know?
And that's kind of the answer of Guilty Gear, right? The whole point of Guilty Gear is that,
so this one connects.
Crazy horseshit, or did I get an opportunity to get my crazy horseshit in there? And that's the thing. Unless you do that, that's like the whole point of the game. You're not blocking everything in these games.
There we go.
Good luck blocking.
Let's get lost in the hair.
Good luck constantly blocking a character like Milia. Do I play Soul? I haven't played Soul for like a month and a half. Yeah, shit. They're gonna get in eventually, and they're gonna do damage. It's just that, are you gonna be able to survive it or continue doing damage? And it seems, depending if Gold Dig, right? It's kind of hard to say if he's gonna be good at mid or close specifically, but it looks like he's crazy good at mid. Who knows? He seems like he's gonna be fun. I hope so. I don't want to like. I'm like a little reluctant to be super excited about the guy, but I'm genuinely impressed by what I've seen. But I'm a little like.
There we go.
Like, am I gonna go super ham on this character? I don't know yet. I don't know. We're gonna jump in, and hopefully he gives me like fucking XR Leo vibes, and it's just like, oh my god, this character's so much fun. I'm gonna drop everybody else. Fuck it. But the thing is, I'm having a lot of fun with Chip, and I still love Leo. Like I already have a couple of characters I really enjoy. I think he comes out on Monday, right?
Oh shit! Did I
I
forget
think he's out on Monday.
I did forget to do that.
Colors too. He's out on Tuesday. Okay.
Damn it.
27th.
Look at me fucking up.
Time, right? Well, that's not Japan time. Should be a lot of fun, dude. I wonder if it's Tuesday, then it might be the day before. That I not like Chip and XR. I never really tried. And the thing is, like, Stride's in a spot right now where there's so few characters that I wanted to play something else other than Leo. right? I just wanted to try something different. And when I was rotating and looking around the whole cast, no other character really sang to me as far as doing cool looking shit until you look at Chip. And then I started playing as Chip and doing some cool looking shit, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is neat. This is fun. This is such a different character. Like, Leo feels like a character that gets to do whatever he wants. Like, I get it, but he really doesn't. Like, Leo has really crappy mobility, and you have to, like, work around that. While he has insane,
So
he has, like, insane run through and all this nutty, like, projectile stuff, he does. But when you play Chip, dude, I feel like I just get to do whatever the fuck I want for the cost of low life. I get to do whatever I want.
there
I
we
just get to
go.
run around in 2K and I just get to do shit.
Yeah, this pattern can
Am I gonna get hit? Oh yeah, I guess
this
wrong.
pattern can jack you up.
Sure. But the experience
Yeah,
of playing
hopefully.
a character like
Yeah,
Chip, even compared to Leo, is much different. It's dramatically different.
for sure.
I just get to fucking run around.
So yeah, now I gotta get it down here.
I think it really depends on how all these moves feel to do once you actually get them in your hands. You know, how John Goodman actually is. How John Goodman actually plays. You know, once we start doing all this stuff. I think I'm really
So there's
curious
a
what RC
row
is
of
gonna do
diamonds
to this system, 'cause
here.
now that we know a bit more about how the RC system works and how you utilize it, how blue RC can manipulate combos, how PRC does and regular RC.
Damn, do I just want to draw them?
Oh fuck shit, dude! That might be pretty crazy. That might be. You might have to, depending on the situation, you might have to eat a level 2 orb at every opportunity, right? Every time they hit you, you might get level 2 orb because there might be enough time built to even build this one. So he can just become fucking Oki Lord. He can weirdly become like one of the best Oki characters in the game depending on how this shit goes. Right? Because if the combo's long enough and it builds this up, and the orb is already gone by the time you get into the next one and you're doing it again and you landed the hit,
Get
it's
this
like,
line.
shit, dude. Like, how much is this shit gonna loop into the next thing? See? There's already a lot of potential here, which is cool, right? It's cool to see a character have so much potential, at least you know he's gonna have a lot of health and guts. It's almost a guarantee, right? It's almost guaranteed.
Yeah, the pattern's too dope.
A lot longer than everybody else, even though we don't see him attack.
Pattern's too dope. I wouldn't be surprised if this row was part of the reason why a lot of people hung on to watching Demon Slayer before it became, you know, how
it just depends on how it's set up. People are
the juggernaut that it is.
Right on top of you. Obviously, there's gaps here, right? There's obviously gaps here in everything they're showing. But you're gonna leave it up to players, dude. And what is the whole point of players in fighting games? Players just want to prevent the other person from playing the game. That's it. That's the number one goal for fighting game players. I want to prevent you from playing the game and having options. That is the number one goal. And XR allowed that to happen a lot, right? That was, in fact, a little bit too much in Guilty Gear XR. I want to prevent the other person from having any options, and I want to have as many options as possible without you having any. That's the whole point of competitive fighting games. To put you in bad situations. It's like the absolute fundamentals of what footsie's even are. So, people will figure it the fuck out, dude. Like,
oh yes, I should probably break this off too.
It seems like it's gonna be crazy. I don't know. I have a funny feeling this character's gonna be very good. Sounds boring. Welcome to competitive anything. Sounds boring. Welcome to competitive anything. That's the way it goes. You have to find the best way to win. This guy's no ninja, but the chip damage is insane. His chip damage seems very good, and his general damage output is quite good. Right? I don't know. he seems like
Dang.
Shortest move list of all.
That's true though.
Have you seen Giovanna's move list? Bro.
I always contributed that to being how serious of a contender Tanjiro is, you know?
Overhead kick. She's got.
But yeah, I could see where you where you're coming from.
She's got floopy doopy, like spin.
Almost got his head knocked off.
Hawk is more of a command normal, right? That's a bit different. We don't even know what this guy's command normals actually are. She got dog kick, right? Dog kick, cannon, the drill, dog kick, drill, flip kick. Supers don't count.
Let's see.
Supers do not count.
I want to get that there.
No, fake
So I'll
DP
lose
kick.
that.
Yeah, there you go. Fake DP kick. So she's got 4 moves. So you got 4 primary specials because the command normals don't technically count as a special, right? And then that's kind of like there's a few characters in the game that are like that, where they got about 4 specials. Yeah, her not DP, right? Cartwheel. Thank you. That's the best way to describe it. Cartwheel, dog kick, drill kick, and I'm already getting it mixed up. Doesn't May have about the same special moves? I haven't actually looked at her move list. Yeah, Angie. Angie has spin,
Ooh.
Fujin with options.
All right.
Oh my god. And DP spin. Yeah, anti-air. Technically, the spin and anti-air is 2 different moves. Yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting because you can just spin anti-air like naturally. And butterfly. Yeah, butterfly, anti-air spin, and Fujin. But Fujin has 3 options, right? And the fact that you can delay Fujin makes that genuinely like kind of a unique move because you can change the timing of it. Yeah, 4 options. Oh, because he can do jump forward.
There we
He can
go.
do the little hop. Yeah. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, characters having a special move list that's about this size is pretty standard. That's not really that much different, you know? That's really not that crazy. Yeah, it seems like it might be 7 or 8 seconds for level 3, but that's like 3 to 4 in-game seconds, maybe. Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like, yeah, for anyone that's like, this guy doesn't have that many special moves. No, dude. This is actually 8 different moves, right? This guy could potentially be on the chopping block for having the most
Oh, that
specials in the game.
sucked.
These all do different things, right? They are all different things.
I gotta get the
And
back
they have
here.
fucking air versions, so it's 16 moves.
Oh, so the back kind of connects.
And here's the thing.
Well,
yeah,
I guess there
exactly.
would probably be a
Frostcry
scene.
has a good point. The point of a character having a
So
simple
this
move
is
list-
going
simple
this
move lists aren't
way,
bad,
so
right? And I get it. It's a hard comparison from previous Guilty Gears where move lists were fucking nuts.
there we
Characters
go.
have so much shit they can do. But here's
Get
the
this
thing.
on.
On top of the system mechanics, the usability of these moves is pretty dramatic, right? You're not going to get one person playing the exact same thing, and this has already happened, right? You're not going to get one person playing a character the exact same way of other.
All right, there we go. Yeah, man, I agree. I love Tanjiro's character. A lot of people said he's kind of like plain boring or whatever. I just thought of him more as like kind of like a beacon of hope for a ton of people. You know, in a world where there wasn't any hope, that was the whole thing that made him kind of like the hero that he is, or the hero that he was, whatever you want to call it. That, you know, that's what he introduced into the world, and that was kind of like a power set form, or you know, a character trait form that set him apart from everybody else. Was just his positivity and his ability to enforce it, and things like that. Yeah, a lot of people say he's like plain Jane or mad basic, and I'm like, I disagree, man. I think his ability to hold on to that level of hope and that level of positivity is the you know, is the strength. But yeah, just yeah, I love that about the guy. Oh yeah, now these are gonna rotate kind of downwards and kind of disappear along underneath the arm. So where are we at with these? They're going to go back. So this one's coming up, and then going back, coming up. There we go. But yeah, through that entire series, it was like trying to find the weak point or the breaking point or what's gonna kill him. And it was like, man, this guy, his family dies, he has friends who die, everything like that, and it's just like nothing could stop him. Personally, I just thought that was the greatest thing. It was almost like a Goku thing. I kind of gave up on Dragon Ball Z a lot once. Well, I've talked about it in the past, but I gave up a lot on Dragon Ball Z without getting into that right now. Goku was always like a positive guy. He would laugh things off, kind of be careless, and I guess that would be the difference between him and Tanjiro. Is Tanjiro seems to be very conscious of everything that's happening and is positive despite it, where Goku just seemed to be aloof and ignorant to all of the problems and things like that. And I guess he would get into serious mode from time to time once things like got to that point. I guess with him, maybe if he witnessed something not so great, he would be like, "Oh, okay, I gotta put on my serious face." But Tanjiro seemed to just always take everything seriously, but would always have that positive outlook. Um, and yeah, that's I love that part, man.
Really
MJ.
don't. So
There we go. Oh, that's what's up. One Piece? Fuck yeah, man. I love me some One Piece. That's another thing. Luffy's always positive, but he seems to be very aloof. He's a lot like Goku. Yeah, he's a lot of very aloof. People always have to like tell him, "Hey, man, be serious." Like, you never saw Luffy get serious until until Ace and everything with that happening. And then we saw him react, like when he just fucking broke down and in front of Jinbei or Rayleigh or something like that. He just like lost his mind, eyes went white, just tears in his eyes and everything like that. And then he had to like kind of remind himself, oh yeah, I got my friends, just to get that positive light back in him. Like I would say that even that made him a little bit uh, more depth than Goku. But yeah, I agree, man. I love me some One Piece. I read the manga every week, everything like that. That's I love that shit. I haven't watched the latest episode, man. The anime's been going off lately. The Wano anime. I didn't watch the most recent episode. I should probably do that. Like if I, depending on when I finish this stream, I'm just gonna throw this pattern on because obviously it's taking a lot of time. So once I pick one of these things to start drawing those inside lines on, I'll do that throughout. And whenever I'm done with that, I'll call it a night. So we still got like another hour of me streaming that. That's kind of what I was aiming for, was like a couple hours worth of stream. And where are we at with this? down, it's up. This is like that. That's one thing I wasn't doing with these, is wrapping them back around this way. Yeah, I'm treating this as like the seam right here between the front clothing, front of the kimono, and then the back of it. So that way the pattern doesn't have to line up. That's where it got sewed up. Oh, okay. Yeah, man.
Right? Even if they only have 4 or 5 special moves, as long as the system of the game
Pause
allows
that.
people to play the characters differently.
There we go. Yeah, Wano arc's been nuts. I mean, I guess it's technically been going on for like a few years now. Oh shit, I'm getting lost. I'm getting lost in the sauce. So here's that. Here's that. So there needs to be a line. Here. There we go. Man, this patterns are super trippy, man. I was wondering how I was gonna go about doing it, but yeah, I can kind of live with this. All right, now how did this thing look? So if I gotta basically just pick one of these, like this one here, and just kind of 2 lines down the middle. So if that's the line that I choose to do it with, the other lines are going to be here. Alright, and now they just go on an angle from there. Alright. Probably have to keep looking at that.
Different shit going, then yes, make players do all the same stuff. I've definitely run into some mays that don't, right? You stop a dolphin or two, and some mays start to rethink their life a little bit. You instill the fear into May, and she starts to rethink her life a little bit. I don't mind that matchup very much, especially as Leo, right? I actually do not mind the May matchup. I think it's like fairly normal.
Okay.
Even Soul Bad Guy as Leo, I never felt like it was that crazy, you know?
So
There are other characters that gave me way more trouble that I would prefer fighting than Dolphin Queen and Bunga Lord. So, I don't know. Souls don't care though. I mean, he's good. He's good. I think even to the point where I was playing the game as much as I was when it was first coming out and we were learning characters and stuff like that. I never really. I definitely think May early on was definitely frustrating, but over time it's not that bad. She's definitely good. I definitely get way more frustration out of fighting characters like Axel or even Potemkin. You know.
And then it reverses here.
You're a Zato main now. I don't think I genuinely don't think I fought enough Zato to really come to a conclusion. Really haven't. Yeah, Soul versus Leo is a scramble fest, and what is scramble fest feels like Guilty Gear. That's what's funny about it.
Alright. Yeah.
Yeah, Ram is good, right? But I feel like about the same way about Ramlethal that I feel about Soul and May. I'll lose to him, but I don't hate it, you know? I'm not absolutely hating my fucking life. Like playing against goddamn Axel and hating my life.
So how many apart? So it's every other one.
Really, it's
So
not been
this
playing
one
Soul
wouldn't
Evil.
have it,
Well,
but
I
this
mean,
one will.
Soul's busted right now. He actually has. The stuff that I enjoyed about Soul Bad Guy isn't what makes him good now. What makes Soul good is that clean hit DP does like fucking 90% damage or some shit, right?
And
Like the
down
thing that's busted
here.
about Soul right now is that clean hit DP from a fucking like a Kara clean hit DP is insane. Like he does so much fucking damage. Like how
Yeah, the next chapter comes out next Friday. They skipped it this week. You know, they skip it every week from now and then. Every now and then. Let me see. Since you're a One Piece fan, I feel I'd show you. Oh, can we focus? There we go. So I got Chopper's Wanted poster that I did here. It's pretty cool. Here's a Rengoku from Demon Slayer. And then I did some One Piece stuff a while back before I was getting serious with the character portraits. Oh yeah. And then here's a Kaido. So badass. This is kind of a spoiler. This is happening down the line.
That's the shit that like genuinely makes me go like, okay,
But yeah.
that's pretty insane. No other character in the game gets anywhere fucking close to that.
Yeah, I've done some other ones, but they're all just like pencil sketches or whatever.
No one else is getting anywhere close to that shit. Like you
There
are
we go.
so fucking dead. Like that
Focused.
feels super skewed because it's like you genuinely fucked up once. You fucked up once. And you are absolutely dead.
Okay, so
And it started with like a stand
this
or
one,
some shit.
not
Like,
that
what
one.
the fuck? It started from something like relatively like medial. And you're like, huh? This wasn't even a counterhit heavy slash starter or some crazy shit. This started off with
here's
like
a
one of your
diamond.
fastest fucking normals. Or potentially one of your best normals like
Okay.
like far slash. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's up on I honestly hope Soul gets nerfed into the ground. I'm like, nerf the fuck out of Stan K, sure. Make it slower, make it 5 frames, whatever. Nerf the fuck out of far slash. Nerf the fuck out of his damage, right? Keep all of his crazy conversion shit. Keep all of his ability to do classic Soul Bad Guy, nutty ass conversion combos. Keep all the crazy ridiculous corner shit that he could do with like dust and stuff. Keep all of that fucking fun shit. Keep his options. I'm fine with that. Just tone down the things that are super aggressive. Stan K, far slash, damage. Like that shit is clearly like the 3 things that are like nuts. And I can't wait till that happens because I'll go back and play the character and have fun. While a ton of people will drop him. Because that means that they will not have taken away the things that I enjoyed about the character.
There we go.
I really enjoy comboing with Soul. But now the problem is that people optimize this motherfucker, right? People actually optimize this shit where everything ends in like a corner combo and now leads to this fucking at least 50% almost every hit. It's like, fuck, holy shit, dude. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Oh, okay. So you're keeping up with the anime enough. Even though you're not watching it, yeah. Seems like you're keeping up with it enough to know the things.
Anytime soon, though. I don't.
That's what's up.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Chad, but at least for like
Skip.
Blaze Blue, even Blaze Blue Cross Tag, like the first party Arc System Works games, they don't patch shit frequently, right? Like it would take, you might get something small here or there. From what I remember, you might get something small here or there, but then you wouldn't get a big change until like Revelator, right? You wouldn't get a big change until a giant title update of some kind. Like it would take some time. Patches are usually in games. Yeah, well, I mean that's because they were releasing new arcade hardware.
This is super difficult.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because again, I have the diamond pattern getting cut through the sword. So it would be.
Grand Blue got patched up the wazoo. That's a good point, but Grand Blue's not a first party game, right? Grand Blue doesn't choose when things get for
So it'd be
example,
this
Arc System
one.
Works probably
Yeah.
did not choose at what point, at what degree do patches take effect. That was probably done by the guys that budgeted the fucking game.
There we
So
go.
that was done by what, Side Games? That's a bit different. There's probably only so much like budget they have for patching, you know, and that's sort of built into the initial contract of them making the game. So it applies to, you know, it applies to Grand Blue Fantasy Versus.
Yeah, I think this is what I was dreading.
Dragon Ball, you know, how frequently they were able to patch it.
Here we go.
Last couple DBZ patches saved the game. Well, it did. I agree.
You know, a couple weeks ago when I took on this task, I was like, oh man, it's gonna be a pain.
So we don't know, right? Once again, we think we know the smell of the game, but we're currently in version 1 of this game. We're anybody that's playing Guilty Gear Strive right now is in current time playing the worst version of this game. Yeah, you have to understand that, right? You are absolutely, and by the history of Arc System Works and almost all of their games, version 1.0 is the worst fucking version of the game. Like, I don't remember the last time, like, people absolutely freaked out about a 1.0 version of an Arc System Works game being, like, the best version, you know? It's going to take some time. It's going to take some time for them to eventually get to the point where the game is, like, something that makes a lot of people happy.
Right.
I don't know the smell of the game yet. We really don't. Considering it's 1.0, it's really good, though. Yeah, I mean, it is really good. It's fun. It is super fun. But I'll tell you, after about like a month to 2 months now, right?
There, we're finally getting out of the weeds.
A little bit of fucking time into it. This game is super good. I'm having way more fun with it than I was even anticipating. I'm definitely from the people, right? From the people that play this game every fucking day at a high competitive level, that are super grinding it out, that have had like fucking 5,000 plus matches. A lot of people that are just absolutely exhausting this shit, right? And are playing it non-stop day in and day out, and you watch some of those streams, you're definitely hearing not the continuous praise, right, that it was from potentially like a lighthearted casual audience like myself. You're definitely hearing from some people like, this fucking game, dude. Like, some people are getting kind of pissed off at some shit. Some shit in this game at very high level is fucked up.
Ah, okay.
And I see it, right? You see it. If I had to deal with this every day, every single fucking day, I would be losing my mind too, right? I get it. But that happens no matter what.
Dope.
It depends. But that's why I say,
Yeah, I love the manga.
since we're in 1.0,
I just love the art, to see the amount of detail that this guy's getting. You know what I mean? How he especially draws the more crazy scenes where you actually see the environment and everything like that. I love looking at those things and studying it and just being like, God damn, how's he doing this? How is he drawing all this craziness and all these characters and all this detail in the background, but still making it clear enough that I could see what's happening.
People are saying like ban Soul from Evo or shit like that. I mean, yeah, like there people are very aggressive at that high level about some parts
There
of
we
this
go.
game.
So yeah,
You know,
these
people
will
are very mad
come this
that this
way.
game is like not good competitively or some shit. It's like, okay, like, get it. I get it. I get it, man. I come from a land of fucking marble. I get it. It's a different scenario, but I get it. Dude, I'm telling you right now. Soul Bad Guy? I'm telling you right now. Soul Bad Guy. Based on my experience in watching this game over the past couple months, I don't think Soul Bad Guy has anything on Third Strike.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm trying to do with my main stuff that I'm always working on. Like the character things that I was working on earlier tonight. Like all of that is just to create kind of, you know, a life's work, essentially.
I would bring up Third Strike Shun. I would bring up Third Strike Shun because it's the game I played competitively for the longest period of my life, you know? I put a lot of years into trying to be as good as I possibly could and play the best at that game in the mid-2000s.
Oh, you know what?
So, I definitely think other fighting games have had it way worse, right?
Is
I think
this
there's...
right? I might have gone the wrong angle, right?
To team games, Chad. Team games are different.
Yeah, so there's no way that
Team
that
games
would
are a
work
different
out that
can of
way.
worms.
Ah, shit.
Because team composition
That's my fault.
will... Yeah. No, Third Strike Chun-Li was like, we're going to EVO Top 8, guys, here you go, in like 2007, and it's fucking half of them are Chun-Li's.
Yeah,
Fuck.
that's the wrong
Holy
one.
Shit.
Wrong set.
Giona called me out last night on Third Strike based on Yoon play. What
Reason why I'm erasing these is because I have the pattern going into the
was Chun busted in
in this
Impact?
direction when it should be
Chun was
going
busted in
this
second Impact.
direction.
You know why? Chun wasn't in Second Impact. Chun was new to Third Strike. Absolutely. Yeah. Chun was busted. She wasn't there. In fact. Sean, thank you for the prime. Bayonetta? Damn. Yeah, you can't... I don't think
So it's
you
supposed to
can
be this
take,
one.
Strive Soul and make any other comparison than other 1v1 games. You can't. Because team games are a different can of worms. Team games are like Virgil, but Virgil's fucking broke. But you can kill him on incoming, like almost fucking immediately if you have the right setup, right? Like he's dead. If you
Okay,
snap him
yeah.
in, you know, like there is.
So
It's a different kind of thing, right? The team dynamic changes everything about that shit. Yeah, you guys would have to tell me how insane Leroy was, because I played very little of him. But goddamn that everyone complained about that dude. People said Leroy ruined Tekken 7, you know? Vanilla SF4 Sagat, he was pretty good. Vanilla Street Fighter 4 Sagat was pretty fucking good. Yeah. No, I think Leo is still top 3. I think Leo has some struggle matches in the game, but goddamn, he's super fucking good. Ooh, Leo's super fucking good. What a crazy character! Like, and they gave him a way to make him more interesting.
there we go.
In some ways than even his previous iteration, because what was happening during the betas for Leo chat. Almost nobody was doing backstance cancels. Almost nobody was doing that shit. And it wasn't until like the game came out where you're like, oh, this backstance cancel shit is actually crazy fucking good. Even if you nerf the shit out of his run through combo opportunity, right? Everyone sort of had to like, you know, even though he lost the most damage he was getting before from run through. But now everyone's focusing on this other stuff, which is the fact that backstance cancel is fucking crazy. Whew. It's fun.
There
Very
we
fun.
go.
No, it's absolutely a nerf. No, 100%. Leo was nerfed like crazy. Imagine Leo's... Okay, chat. Imagine Leo coming out in the launch version of the game, still having full run-through combo, and having backstance cancel.
Oh,
He's
this
like twice
is
as good of a character.
actually a lot faster than I thought it'd
That was
be.
a big fucking nerf. But did it make him terrible? No. No, he's still arguably, I think, top 3 in the game. Because it made people focus on other shit, you know? Like, that would have been, holy crap. That would have been a crazy fucking character. That would have been, like, oh my god. Like, holy mother of God, dude. If you can have an instant left-right cross-up. And the crazy part about this game is that it's like, oh, just throw the run through. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, you don't just throw Leo's run through. That doesn't work like that. No, no, no. You get people that will, but oh, it's not that simple. Oh dear, oh sweet summer child, it is not that simple. If you just try to throw the run through. Oh no. Sometimes you want people to try to throw the run through. It's like, sometimes I'm like, oh, this guy's mashing fucking throw after block strings. Alright. And then you step forward and then walk back a sec, they whip throw, and then you you get stand fucking heavy slash counter hit, which leads to the pre-nerfed version of fucking Leo. Run through,
Ooh.
full fucking combo, you've lost like 55% with no bar. Oh shit! Like, it's a lovely moment. Yeah, it's a special kind of moment, right?
Wonder if I could use this.
Anyway, I think the game's in a state that is going to be like, it's going to be volatile, right? Like, characters are going to come out, they're going to be weird, they're going to be crazy, they're going to be broken, they're going to be nutty. And that's because we're at 1.0. You're at the first version of the game that's actually out. Officially out, you know? We're not even technically counting what the previous 3 betas were. So people are going to get pissed off at high level, right? People are going to be mad that characters can just sort of get away with shit. But to me, it's like,
Yeah.
there's shit that I'm frustrated with absolutely in the game, but it doesn't make me hate it, right? There's certain matchups that there's characters that I 100% hate, right? But that's like a big part of Guilty Gear. That's a big part of a game that has an extremely varied roster. Yeah, we talked about this last week, how it's like the growing pains of a fighting game that
It's actually a lot faster than I thought it'd be.
That has such less of a homogenized
Take some time
People are
to
expecting something like Dragon Ball, and they're getting characters that all play way different than each other. Like I said, I switched from Leo to Chip, and I feel like I'm playing a different game.
maybe do some more shading.
Like, oh wow, I go from this guy that's sort of heavy and scrappy, and I get in and I backstance and I go crazy, and now I play Chip, and I just have to do whatever I want. Cool. It's actually part of being a good fighting game. It's true.
How do I want to do this?
Not everybody will stick with this shit. I mean, we'll see. You know? How do you fix FOSS? I don't know. I haven't fought against them enough. I don't know. I've only fought like a few FOSS in my entire time playing this game. I'm not even shitting you. It might be on less than the times I could count on one hand. And
Okay.
that match, I don't really remember having that much of an issue with that match. Well, but I was playing Leo at the time, and Leo's very good at wake up fucking DP, you know? While other characters are not. You think Guilty Gear Strive is a good game to get into fighting games? I've been looking at it a lot, but not sure thoughts. Well, the best time for you to get into Guilty Gear Strive was about 2 months ago when it came out. Right, close to 2 months ago. We're getting there. Like, 7 weeks ago when it came out. The second best time to get into Guilty Gear Strive is right now. Right now. So, yes, there's a lot of people playing it. There's a good, healthy chunk of people at lower levels who play the game. But the longer you wait from the release of a fighting game, the least accessible, the less accessible it becomes over time. Because there's going to be more and more people that know how to play the game and are just going to whoop your ass. There's going to be less and less people at the lower levels that know how to play the game. So the best time for you to get into the game is probably right now. The best time before that was when it came out, you know? Am I going to play Multi-Blood at all? I don't know. We'll play it on your video games, and we'll see if I get transitioned to liking Multi-Blood, but I have no plans to really play Multi-Blood. Yeah, so for people that don't understand what that mentality is, the longer you wait, chat, to jump into a fighting game and play it, the more time starts moving forward from the launch date of the game till now or whatever, the longer this period goes, the less new players there are to fill this gap, right? Less new players, and more players that are really good at the game. That's just the way it works. So you're going to have less and less of a chance to run into people that are maybe matching with your skill the longer the game is out. And that's the same thing for a very large, unless the game goes free to play or some shit, you know, that's going to be the case for a very long period of time. There's a reason why the term Christmas noobs was so prominent in, like, Call of Duty and shit, because there's a bunch of new players all of a sudden. Dragon Ball FighterZ, there is at no point in Dragon Ball FighterZ entire history of it being available and playable was there more players available to play and new players playing Dragon Ball than launch. At no point. It was launch, giant spike of people, and then a constant downturn, all the way till its usual player base. That's the way every fighting game is. This is why I recommend the launch period of a fighting game is the most important one time frame to get into a fighting game. Every fighting game's like that. You might have some small bumps here or there, but will you ever get to that first week solid like chunk? No, ever. Unless it's like, unless it's like a Guilty Gear Accent Core plus R situation, you know? Unless it's something like that where the game was just so terrible online that even like a small amount of like a few thousand people that might just jump in and play now suddenly represent the majority of people that are playing because it's something dramatically changed. You know, there's like a huge difference. There's some very unique what's it called, caveats to that argument. You can say that's almost for any video game. Almost. Yeah, there's definitely some games where they change their model, right? Going free to play or anything like that. That they definitely can pull people more in than the people that were playing at the start, you know what I mean? Yo, Don King, thanks for the prime, dude. Like VF5, yeah. Virtual Fighter 5 is a great example because, well, you wait 10 years or so. Wait 10 years to bring the game back in some way. Now there's more people playing Virtual Fighter than ever before. Even now, right? Even now, chat, right? At this point, where a lot of people jumped off the Virtual Fighter, bandwagon because it isn't the new hot fighting game. But even now, after it not being super like free or mainstream as it was for that first couple of weeks, there are more people playing Virtual Fighter 5 online than ever before. Right now, like there's a shit ton of people still playing the game online. Are they all streaming it? No, but than any of the times before when Virtual Fighter actually had a history of having online modes available, there's way more people playing now than before. So, it's just the nature of the situation. It is what it is. And that's the most important thing for new players when they jump into a game is not having the feeling of just getting your ass destroyed. Not just being able to jump in and try a game that's been out for a few years and all of a sudden you go up against some guy that has every fucking optimized string in the world, knows every single matchup, and you're just fucking screwed. It's the most demoralizing thing in the world. There's no learning. There's no learning process, especially for people that are trying to approach it casually, or maybe might get to the point where they actually learn. You're essentially like taking a steak knife to that fucking thing.
Yeah, it's like what happened to me with Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Marvel 3, man, when I was playing that and I tried going online, I was way too late. I just got berserker clawed out of that whole experience.
The existing player base the hell away from new players as much as possible. And the floor system in this game, like we said before, is great. But it's great right now, right? It is amazing right now. But all fighting games eventually develop to have this problem where the very large majority of people that are actually left playing it online really know how to play it. So the amount of people that will occupy floor 5 and below is going to get less and less over time. Until the game goes free to play or some shit, right? Until something happens, Until fucking, I don't know, some giant events that they change everything is going to fuck this up. You think that Stripe matchmaking is good enough to have this problem? This will always be an issue eventually, right? The netcode allows, the matchmaking is good because the netcode is good, right? But this will be a problem eventually. Even people that play Killer Instinct, right, still to this day, can't just go online and expect to get a shit ton of great games if they jump online at like 3 in the morning. There just might not be enough people to match up with, and then you're going to get some guy that's a killer rank, or some guy that's a gold rank, and you're just going to get fucked up. But I do actually watch people casually play KI on streams every once in a while to see that, yeah, if they're playing it like during the day, they get other noobs. They actually get other people that are not insanely good. So, expect to lose a lot. That's exactly it. And asking somebody that's casual to expect to lose a lot is that's not. People don't have the mindset like of people don't want to dedicate their life to something, right? You're asking too much of people, right? People just want to like I just want to fucking go hit some buttons. I just want to play 3 matches and then not play for 6 months, like me, you know. But a lot of people won't have the gusto to have to deal with shit. People have too many options now. So the best thing to do is to get them the fuck away from existing players and hopefully have enough new players to actually match them up. Yeah, that is a general problem with fighting games in general, for sure. Yeah, I wanna not think about work for 2 hours. You know, shit like that, right? You just wanna like have fun and go do some shit, right? Like, fuck it, I just wanna go do some stuff. Did you know why you lost? Yeah, I guarantee you, 80% of the people that bought Guilty Gear Strive have no idea why they lost. And that's not a bad thing. Just make it so that, and the game already does a pretty good job at this, just make it that if those people play online, dude, just let them play each other. Just let them play the other people that have no idea why they lost. You know? And there's already pretty good systems in place to make sure that happens. You never give up on Bloody Roar Revival? I hope it happens too, dude. I hope it happens too. It's just seemingly unlikely, you know? You could say the same about LoL or Dota or any other PvP game, for sure. For sure. But those games have managed to build an audience that is so big that even if the amount of people that eventually convert and get okay at the game is way more, like a ton more. There's enough like, well, wait a minute, aren't those games fucking free to play? I don't know, I've never played them. I've never played LoL or Dota or anything. I've never played it. They're free. So those games already fixed the problem. They're free to fucking play. If you have a free to play game, you'll always have news. Generally, right? Is that a fairly normal thing to propose? That if you have a game that literally costs nothing for you to jump in and get into, there's most likely going to be new players available most times. But also Smurfs. Sure, you can't avoid that. You can't avoid Smurfs. The best you can do is to get the Smurfs away from the new players through, like, you know, a lobby system like this shit. But yeah, like, that's one of the big challenges of all fighting games, is that there's no big fighting game that is free to play. They all cost their $60 fucking price tag at the start. Or the majority of them don't have a very easy barrier of entry. And I'd argue the reason a game like a game like KI, you can still find a lot of noobs, what, like 7 years later on Killer Instinct, is because there is a free-to-play version of KI. There is one where you can just pick fucking Jago, or rotating free character, and never pay a dime. What would a free-to-play FG model look like? I don't know, but it needs to happen. I don't know, man. I don't know what a free-to-play model for a fighting game looks like, but oh yeah, KI being on Game Pass is also a big deal. That probably helps. But true free-to-play model, like, actually treated in the same way, like, you know, with season passes, with color options, with costume options, with effects options, like actual free-to-play model type of shit, you know? Not like a game that was a launch game, came out, and then they made like a portion of it free-to-play. That's a bit different. That's a bit different. It's like it's going to be the League of Legends fighting game, and that's about it, right? That's all we can really think about. Tekken Revolutions definitely was not the traditional free-to-play model. That shit had a currency system of tokens that you had to use to play the game more. You were limited. You were specifically limited by how much you could play a day. It was more like a mobile game, free-to-play. Yeah, Tekken Revolutions was weird. Yeah, what's Brawlhalla like? I've never played it. Is Brawlhalla just free to play online and shit? Project L definitely will be free to play. 100%. 100%. That game will be free to play. You can earn everything by just spending. Well, it's cool. Yeah, I think there will, depending on the next like big fighting game franchise that actually goes that route, that actually attempts to from the very start, like not from a oh this game was a full release game or even like a moderate release game, and we eventually released a free to play version of the game over time, because a lot of fighting games have done that for sure. I think the first fighting game to actually come out and be like, hey, this shit is free to play. If you want a version of the game that has alternative stages that look different and new, you can change color packs for special moves, and as well as costumes and shit. You need costumes per character. There's a bunch of other customizable shit that goes into your game, but that costs a little bit of money. That's like your battle pass type thing. No other fucking fighting game has really done that. Like, there's not. They've all come out at a certain price, you know? And here's the funny thing. Here's the really funny thing. There's already a fighting game that utilized those elements in certain ways that actually allowed it to fucking survive. And it was Street Fighter V. Street Fighter V literally survived because of all of its costume options. It almost should have launched free to play. It should have. And they would have been fucking fine if it launched free to play with all the limited shit in it, and they just like, oh yeah, we're gonna keep adding stuff over time. If the game felt like it should have launched in a free to play state, but it didn't, you know. Anyway, that's the big challenge of fighting games with like new players, right? The fighting games that what is the solution to bring people into fighting games that have a limited amount of players at a lower level? Well, obviously the game being free will have a big effect on that, you know? There being a version of the game where you can just fucking play it without spending any money will guarantee the fact that there's going to be a whole bunch of green people, of green dudes and dudettes at lower levels just wanting to play the game, you know? But the problem is fighting games are weird, and their expertise to make them is really specific, and the amount of people that can do it is limited. So,
Oh yeah.
They cost money. They all come out, and they're like between $20 to $60, and they all have a wide variety of functionality, if not modes, if not any of that shit, right? I think the first game that's actually going to do it, that'll actually launch as a free-to-play fighting game, because the company has so much goddamn.
Is he gonna say SNK?
It's probably gonna be League of Fighters, you know?
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
Yeah, I think Riot has enough established war chest of money that they can just jump in and do whatever the fuck they want. But the thing is, Chad, here's the crazy part. Riot is not anywhere close to releasing Project L. Right? They were announcing on Twitter earlier that they were looking for an animation lead on the game. They're looking for an animation lead. That says a lot. There's still a lot to be fucking done.
Oh shit. He's kicking up the Final Fantasy 14 that he said he wasn't gonna play.
It's that critical role.
It's hilarious.
Oh, I launched it from the wrong thing. Sorry. I gotta launch it from the other asshole. Yeah, no. Project L's I've been saying this forever. That game's a long way out. I want it to be great too. I want it to be super cool. But it's a long way out. Launch it from the wrong asshole. I gotta launch it from the primary asshole and couple months, Guilty Gear Strive. And zero intention. I don't know if this game's any. I don't know if I like this game yet, chat. I don't know. It's good. It's really good. I'm having fun, but I don't know if I wanna keep going. I had fun last night. I enjoyed it.
Oh, he already played it last night. That's
I
right.
want to come back like next week or anything like that. We'll see. I do not have an answer for you yet. I don't know the smell of the game yet. Is what I'm trying to say. I do not. I want to get to the end of Heaven's Word really bad. Guilty Gear came out in June. Yes, I've been pretty much playing almost nothing but on like every other stream Guilty Gear for the past 2 months. And it's been great. It's been a lot of fun. It's easy to jump back into, too. It's easy to lose 7 hours into fucking Guilty Gear because it runs so well online. Yeah, Guilty Gear didn't even feel... Here, the crazy part about Guilty Gear, chat, it didn't even feel like a grind. Guilty Gear did not feel like a grind. It just worked and it was fun. And what the hell? What the fuck? What the? Whoa. This guy's over here about to tank Kieran. Can you hug me? Or touch me? Okay, Crowdless King is already immediately on the call. Oh shit. Hey, I have to accept this first. Okay, wait, this guy's got the black. Oh my fucking god. Crossworld Link Shell invite. Where am I looking? That new link shell set up that's Crossworld enabled. Okay. Google Crosslink. What do I do? Create? What do I do? What do I do? I'm nervous. Right click?
So crazy. They got the Gold Saucer theme playing in Final Fantasy 14.
Alright, thing. Whatever that was. Okay. Dominant / Buzzy. Or should I busy or wait for a party invite from you? I don't know what to do. I'm busy now. Yeah. Alright, hello everybody. Hello. I've logged into the game again. It's true, I've logged in after talking about Guilty Gear, and we're gonna have our Gold Dick Tuesday.
Well, if this is play 2 of Final Fantasy 14, I should probably go back.
Cranking my brightness, chat.
Oh, you know what? It's already this time. We got 90 minutes in.
Dang, look at all these people in their things. This guy's got fucking
Alright.
virtue as a pet! It's disgusting.
Alright, so we got the pattern in on the jacket. Not as crazy as I thought it'd be. I don't know what I was expecting. Maybe it's just going to be whenever I color it in. Maybe that's when it'll really pop and stand out and look like how it's supposed to look. But this just as it is right now, I was like, oh, there's not as much going on as I thought there'd be. You know? But yeah, maybe that's just the way it goes. Either way. So we got the pattern in. That's good. And we got a little more shading in. You know, just working on the body leading up to the face, establishing a light source. And yeah, next time I come on, or next time I work on this, it'll just be straight up rendering. And it'll be kind of rendering out the hair and the clothes. And not sure exactly what I'm going to do with the sword yet. I'm going to have to look up the swords because I know that they like inscribe some stuff at the bottom here. You know, they throw the killer slayer of demons or whatever it is, like thou shalt not pass or whatever his sword says. Either way. Yeah, that's going to be the end of this one. So, Note 980, thanks again, man. Super excited to have you here. And, you know, I'm glad you're enjoying everything so far. Like I said, I'm usually working on my story most often, and yeah, the next thing that I'm gonna do is work on the next set of portraits for characters, a next set of concepts and stuff like that. It'll probably be the portraits before I do the concepts. Now that I think about it, and then or it'll be an airplane study, similar to how I was doing a pilot study in the past. I'll just do an airplane study, and then it'll help me kind of just create some aircraft, and then try to like sci-fi them up a bit. Other than that, I still have like stuff way back here that I still have one square here that I need to work on. And I was going through my files when I was pulling up the old Excel spreadsheet stuff, and I was going through my files. I found the material, my research material that I had to put together for the environment that I'm gonna put in this square, and I was like, oh yeah, I still have that, and if I throw a fresh set of eyes on it again, it'll probably reinvigorate me to work on that, and that way I can move on from this page because I think that's all I have. I mean, unless I'm wrong about something. No, that's gonna be it. Yeah, that'll be it. Is just working on that environment. That's the only thing that I have like really on my to-do list. But I don't think I'll be working on that just yet. I'll probably want to throw some character portraits down based off of the digital ones that I put together that they're popping up on my YouTube channel now. So yeah, I'll probably be doing more of these coming up as I continue to work on this slowly but surely. Who knows? Maybe I'll just like have a fit and just start solely working on this one. I doubt it though. Either way, um, again, thanks for being here, and everybody else, thank you for watching these things when they're backlogged. I am G Mr. Drew. It's at G Mr. Drew on all social media. Follow, like, and subscribe. gmrdrew.art, my website. Check that out. All those links are everywhere, no matter where you find me. And yeah, man, hit me up there. Other than that, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Love y'all. Peace.